Congratulations everybody, we made it through the summer of a World Cup year without the key ingredient, a World Cup. But no matter, because now we are less than 3 months away from the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar and the anticipation is starting to build. So that all-important question, who is going to win the World Cup? Never an easy question, but let's take a look at some of the main contenders. Today on Football Reality, we're taking a look at the top 5 favorites to lift the World Cup trophy in December. Number 1. Brazil. No real surprise that we're kicking things off with the most successful team in World Cup history, but the 5-time champions are favorites this time too. Brazil are on what they consider to be a World Cup drought. They haven't won the competition or even made the final for 20 years. And in that time, they've suffered a 7-1 humiliation to Germany on home soil, before never really hitting top gear in Russia, where they were knocked out by Belgium in the quarterfinals. They decided to keep faith with manager Tite, who guided them to the first Copa America title in over a decade in 2019, before a silver medal in the 2021 edition. With only 5 defeats in his 6 years at the helm, Tite has made a Seleção a force to be reckoned with again. A force so strong that they went unbeaten in qualifying over their 17 matches, coming first in the CONMEBOL Copa America standings, only conceding 5 times in the process. The defensive solidity, historically uncharacteristic of Brazilian sides, begins between the sticks. In Alisson and Ederson, Brazil are the envy of the world with 2 goalkeepers who currently vie for the title of best on the planet. With 2 keepers of such class, Tite is free to regularly change his number 1, knowing both are incredibly reliable. A blend of youth and experience makes a perfect combination at center-back in the form of Eder Militao and Thiago Silva, while Casemiro and Fabinho add to the defensive spine as holding midfielders. No longer so reliant on Neymar, Brazil once again have a fearsome attack. Gabriel Jesus looks to have hit another level since joining Arsenal, but he will still have to compete with Vinicius Jr., Richarlison, Rafinha, Felipe Coutinho, Gabriel, Martinelli, Antony, and more for a starting berth. You worry for the defenders of Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. They're Group G opponents who will have to deal with those guys for 90 minutes. There's still some question marks over how they compare to Europe's best, but they're still the bookmakers' favorites at around 9-2. On to number 2, France. We could never discount the current holders, or could we? After all, there is a little thing at the World Cup called the Champions Curse, where 4 of the previous 5 holders have been dumped out at the group stage. France succumbed to it themselves back in 2002, and not even Germany could avoid it 4 years ago. Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia will be waiting in Group D, hoping no one has lifted the curse. So France are basically eliminated already, right? Well, let's not be hasty. Les Bleus have actually had a disappointing tournament since Russia. They were knocked out in the last 16 stage of Euro 2020 by Switzerland. Could it be that already having had a failure, they will have regrouped and be ready for anything that will be thrown at them on the Arabian Gulf? Surely this squad is too good to exit early again. That squad, still managed by Didier Deschamps, brushed their Euro nightmare off pretty quickly by winning the UEFA Nations League last October, but have so far struggled with the title retention, winning none of their 4 league matches in June. Jules Koundé, Ibrahim Konate, and William Saliba are all exciting defensive options that Deschamps have brought through, but a lack of major tournament experience could prove costly. Up front, things have remained largely the same, with Antoine Griezmann, Kylian Mbappe, and Karim Benzema, creating an attacking lineup that can rival Brazil's. No one has retained the title since 1962, but will France be the one to do just that? Second favorites at about 6-1 odds. If France can overcome the curse, they can overcome anyone. Number 3. England. Thanks to Italy's failure to qualify, no one at this World Cup will have had a better performance at last year's European Championships than runners-up England. It was 4th for Gareth Southgate's men in 2018, so if they continue on the same trajectory, it must be gold and a first title since 1966 for the 3 Lions this time around. Some bookmakers think so, offering as low as 11/2, but most have them at around the 7/1 mark. Others, meanwhile, are a little more skeptical, pointing out that home advantage played a big role in England's run to the Euros final, playing 6 of their 7 matches at Wembley, while other teams were constantly jetting between Dublin and Baku. Also, since the final loss to the Azzurri, England seemed to have regressed. They breezed through qualifying, but like France, they also are winless in 4 Nations League matches, which included a 4-0 home defeat to Hungary, their heaviest on home soil since 1928. In a competitive Group B alongside Iran, United States and Wales, England will have to step up again if they're to avoid an early exit. But thankfully for them, they have the players to step up. Golden Boot winner in Russia, Captain Harry Kane, will surprise nobody if he repeats the trick in Qatar. He didn't set Euro 2020 alight, but other than that, his form for club and country has barely faltered. And he could well become England's all-time top scorer during the finals. At the opposite end of the pitch, Jordan Pickford is rarely seen as an elite-level goalkeeper, but he barely put a wrong foot over his 45 England caps and is trusted by Southgate. England in fact have a plethora of talent in all areas of the pitch, including John Stones at the back, Trent Alexander-Arnold at wing-back. Actually, they have more right-backs than we've had hot dinners. Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice and Mason Mount in the middle,
and Jadon Sancho, Raheem Sterling, and Jack Grealish out wide supporting Kane.
The issue, however, is much like England teams of yesteryears. We're looking at you, mid-2000s golden generation. Despite no end of quality individuals, finding a system that accommodates everyone is proving to be more difficult. Southgate has often been criticized for being too conservative, but when he has flooded the field with attackers, that hasn't worked out either. Have England missed their shot at glory, or have recent performances just been a blip? I guess we'll find out in Doha. In at number 4, Argentina. It will be Lionel Messi's 5th and possibly final World Cup this winter, and this is arguably his best chance of winning one. With the defeat in the 2014 final to Germany, following a rather dismal 2018 when they scraped through the group stage, many thought his last shot had passed.
But at long last, Argentina have created a system that brings the best out of the 35-year-old. Like Brazil, they also completed their 17 qualifiers without defeat, drawing 6 times, and in the meantime won a first major trophy since before Messi's debut, the 2021 Copa America, beating their old rivals in the final. They then brought their form to Wembley, tearing apart Italy 3-0 in the Finalissima, and have since extended their unbeaten run to 33 matches, beating Estonia 5-0 with Messi grabbing all 5.
Lionel Scaloni, coach since late 2018, has made gradual improvements to the squad, which looks formidable once again. He bought in current Aston Villa goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez to fill what everyone in 2018 could see was a serious hole in the side. A 3-pronged attack of Messi, Lautaro Martinez, and Angel Di Maria allow the PSG man to run at defenders, but is a much more fluid system than the old give it to Messi and pray attacking approach. Giovanni Lo Celso and Rodrigo de Paul are talented box-to-box midfielders who can break up play and launch attacks for the front men. The major question mark falls upon the defense. Nicolas Otamendi and Christian Romero are a reliable pairing who clearly have been working well to create this long unbeaten run. But other than that, La Albiceleste seem to have a lack of options at the back. As the old saying goes, attack sell tickets, defense wins championships. Argentina are 8-1 to win the 3rd World Cup, which few would begrudge Messi. But whether they have the right defense remains to be seen. They are in Group C with Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. Number 5, Spain. Not counting their golden age between 2008 and 2012, Spain have been rather unpredictable at major tournaments. Even at Euro 2020, it took them a while to click into gear before they eventually narrowly lost in the semi-finals. This time around, they have a tough group ahead of them, featuring Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan. They have been going about their business quietly, reaching the final of the Nations League, winning vital qualifiers to reach the World Cup, and went unbeaten over the June international window. Luis Enrique's side now has some stability and should come to Qatar without the controversy that derailed their Russia preparations when Julen Lopetegui was sacked on the eve of the tournament. Sergio Busquets, Jordi Alba, and Koke have an abundance of experience between them, but other than that, the average number of caps is quite low. Plenty of pressure will be on the young shoulders of the likes of Pedri, Eric Garcia, and Ferran Torres, who will all need to be on top of their game if Spain are to repeat their South Africa 2010 heroics.
La Rocha are also 8-1 with most bookies. They could go all the way, they could flop, who knows what we'll get.
So there we go, that's our lowdown
on the 5 favorites for the 2022 FIFA World Cup.
Have the bookmakers got it all wrong? Is there another team that should have short odds? Who do you think will be the Qatar 2022 champions? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.